what's the word I'm looking for? It's like not proud student, successful student kind of thing. Yeah.
You graduated with honours?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I guess
graduate.
So. Yeah, I know. It's weird to think of it like that because I never thought I'd get anything out of it.
Well, I'm still surprised that you bought an RX2 and then you sold it and you bought one again. Like.
Yeah, I'm not great at decisions, first of all, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like it was only as a hobby as well, so I was like, oh, I'll just buy the best thing and have house parties or something, gatherings or something. Never.
No, just
never
be that
DJ'd
cool
at a
chick in the
house
corner
party.
mixing sick beats.
Yeah, no, and then now like in my studio, I've got a full studio set up now, and I've got the XZ Pioneer controller. Okay. I've got that one because that one it has 4 channels. Yep. So I've got it hooked up to a CDJ 2000 Nexus.
Oh wow, okay.
So I've got that, so I use the controller as my mixer, and then I've got 3 decks.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's an elite setup. It's like top of the range. I wouldn't sell it. I wouldn't get rid of it, but
it looks nice.
Yeah, those things are pretty good.
That's it.
Yeah.
They're pretty expensive as well.
Yeah, I think it was like 4K.
Yeah, that's it. They're very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you got money, right? Like, you go save up and get them. That's what the biggest misconception is. Is as well. It's one of those things where it's like when we had Philly Blunt on. Right? Yeah. He was telling us how once at Amber, some girl was just like, "I'll play this song," and he was like, "Oh no, I'm not playing it." And it's like came back up twice, and then just spilled fucking drink all over the equipment.
Yeah.
And they had a backup mixer, which is good. But the thing is, though, it's like a DJM 900 Nexus or whatever is like, it's like $4,000, $5,000 just for the mixer. Like,
I know.
And like a full setup of CDJ 3000s now. It's probably. Can you try and add it up? I think it's like about 12 grand.
I think it's about 12 grand. Yeah.
That's a car. Like, that's a not bad car kind of thing.
When I was saving up, because I wanted to have 3 decks because I wanted to mix drum and bass at home. When I was saving up for it, I was like, how, if I get like try and get 3 decks in a mixer, it'd be like 9 to 12 grand.
Yeah, it's about 12K all up, that whole setup.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And so I've got a few FIFO mates that have actually gone off and bought that, like bought 2000 Nexuses and stuff like that, and then they just don't use them. They're just sitting in road cases. Yeah, but then when they're back, it's like, oh yeah, no, I'll get them out and do this and do that, but I doubt it.
But, one thing, like, personally, if you don't need to have 3 decks, I would just have a controller. Yeah. Because like my CDJ, it was used, but it was essentially brand new. The guy had only used it, like same case, only used it a couple times, didn't really know what to do with it, and then sold it. So I was like, never left the house or anything, and I have problems with it every once in a while. Sometimes I can't get it to like search on it and everything. So
well, shout out to EAV and Grant Electric.
Oh yeah, he's fixed speakers, he's fixed my deck. He's
amazing, and he does almost everything in Perth basically. He's the number 1 go-to guy.
Yep. Good price as well. And I get all my stuff serviced with him, and
So, have you ever tried production or tried to make music or anything like that at all?
Yeah, actually, started producing last year.
Drum and bass or house or?
Yeah, so kind of like garage, like speed garage bassline music, as well as drum and bass mostly. But anyone who produces drum and bass will tell you that it's really bloody hard. Yeah, like there's a lot to it. Yep. So yeah, I started producing then. Which was like really great timing on my part because then all through lockdown it's all I did all day. So I just sat there all day just making songs and came up with some good ideas, but there was nothing like I really wanted to be like, this is the first song I've put out into the world. It didn't have to be incredible, but I was like, I just wanted it to be something that I was really proud of, and I didn't feel that way about anything. And then since then I honestly I haven't had as much time, and when I do have time, I kind of try and use it to like better my DJing career, buy more music, and so I haven't been doing heaps of it lately, which is really bad though. I really should. But
it's just it's one of those things though where it's like you have to, like I've had a few friends where they just like they've dropped DJing, just gone into production, but then they try and get back into the DJing, and it's kind of like you kind of start at the bottom of the ladder almost in a way.
Yeah, and it's hard to maintain the two at the same time.
That's exactly it. And that's the thing with it as well, is where it's like if you try and focus on just production, it's like, you know, you got to have gigs so you can stay in the limelight. You got to stay in the scene.
Stay relevant.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest misconceptions in a way. It's like you really do have to stay relevant. Yeah. If you keep getting gig after gig after gig, you have to try and make them both work at the same time almost. Yeah. That's my opinion kind of thing.
It's such a fine line because, you know, there are famous DJs. Like, there are people who have been insanely famous who've actually never really produced or released a song. And it's my opinion that a lot of the times you've got DJs and you've got producers, and you can tell them apart. Like, you can tell who started producing and then started DJing, because a lot of the times they're like, song selection is great and they make amazing music, but they're not that interesting to listen to from a DJing and from a punter point of view.
I said perspective.
Yeah.
I was just trying to finish.
And then, like, when you've got DJs who have been DJing and then they get into production, like, they're still good producers, but then, like, a lot of times they're really sick DJs, and it's like, oh, their music's good, but they're just really sick DJs.
Well, see, that's it. It's like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, I've tried to produce for 4 years, like 3-4 years, and I could, like, I spent every night, like, before bed, because I was going to Curtin University at the time, but every night before I go to bed, I would just, like, try and fall asleep to tutorial videos and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and did that for
really ingrain it.
For 9 months I did that, and I learned all the hotkeys, and I did this and did that. Yeah. And I could never get my head around just, like, how to lay it all out and make it work. And so with that, I kind of just stopped doing it. I mean, I've still got, like, a full studio set up in my bedroom and the whole lot. But then it's just the DJing, and it's thought, like, I'm just going to focus more on that. And then it's you know, it's just a good DJ now in a way, and that's it. I'm not a producer or this or that, but I'm commercial, and that's where I kind of found my niche in a way.
And everybody has it, you know.
That's it. And it's one of those things as well. It's like, you know, if you do drum and bass or dubstep or one of those, like, a specific genre, when you start producing your own music, it just, like, it can help your career so much sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Like 100%.
And for me, I guess, like, with producing, I wanted to do it because I wanted to be able to play songs like the songs that, like, make songs like the songs I was playing. I mean, because I just love the songs I was playing so much. I was like, what if I could make this? Like, what if I could make this only better or something like that? And then, you know, as a kid, I, like, played piano, played drums, played the French horn. I sang. I did, like, quite a lot. So I've got music theory in my background. But I guess for me, when it comes to producing, one thing is, like, time and also energy, because I work full time. So coming home and just being able to sit at a computer is just draining. Yeah,
daunting kind of thing.
Yeah. And then also, I've got lots of really good ideas. Like, I'll have a sick drum pattern or I'll have a really good melody. But for me, it's tying everything together.
That's it,
And it's like, so often I'll have two elements that are amazing and I can't get anything else to work. And I never, like, I just can't get over that slump. So...
You ever thought about bringing in a duo? You ever thought about just working with a guy who can feel those other cracks at all and really just trying to hone in your skills as a producer in those areas? You ever think about that?
Yeah.
Teaming up?
Definitely. Like, I've got a lot of friends who are incredible producers, and I'm always like, I should really just, like, sit with them and learn how they do it.
Or just collab as well.
And collab. And because when it comes to knowing how to use Ableton, I know how to use Ableton. Yeah. And, like, I know the functions of it pretty well. The music theory is, like, pretty good. Just tying everything together and making those ideas actually work. I know the music well as well. Like, I know what I want to make pretty well. Yeah. So.
Well, see, I was going to say as well, like, when I've interviewed people and they've actually told me that they've made their own music and stuff like that, they've said the best feeling in the world is when they go and play their own song out and about. And then it's just, they see people just loving it and getting down to it. And it's like, oh, I made that kind of thing. It's like that experience behind it. It's just like, it gives you the passion to be able to make more of it and go like, well, I made that song, I'm going to make more and great songs and this and that and see where it can take you almost.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I would love to be able to do it. And I've, like, a couple times been like, oh, I've got a gig that's like 2 months away. I'll make a song for it. So I'll sit down and I know the type of vibe I want and I'll start working on something. And I'm like, I've got one drop. And I kind of think maybe I'll just like double drop the one drop and then like that's it. Like I'll just have it enough for that one drop and then I'll take it out and see what people like, see what the reaction is, see what people think. If it's
that's
any
exactly
good.
it. And that's the thing as well. It's like sometimes it is just good to try and test different things on the crowd, because you can just see, obviously, like you can just like look down and go, all right, well they're vibing to that, or maybe they're not vibing to that. It's like, and you can just read the crowd and play appropriately, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So another thing I was going to say as well is I had it on top of my head just then. Well, one thing I was going to mention as well is that I saw Ekko and Sidetrack's Instagram story the other day, and it's like they showed their unfinished like projects, and it's just like just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Yeah. And the thing is that is like if you start something, you have an idea, you know, you might not finish it, but as long as you got the file, you can just come back to it maybe or whatever, and it's just like it's part of the journey, part of the adventure kind of thing.
You know, I think working with two people would almost be tougher than working with just one, having two different creative niches coming together.
Well, that's
too
actually
many chefs, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say as well. Is like, so would you say you're more of a visual learner or like a book smart? Or
100%
like
visual.
Visual, yeah.
Like if someone tells me instructions and they're like, "Oh, go to the fridge, put something in the fridge, and then close the door," I'll be like, "Yeah," and I'll get there and I'll be like, "What?"
Yeah, I'm the exact
But
same.
if someone was to text me that, I'd be like, "Oh, sick," and I do it right. Or if someone shows me, I'll do it right.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say as well. Sometimes, like, well, not sometimes, maybe even having a mentor as well, potentially to help you out. Like what Damo was saying with the production.
Yeah.
It's like, that can really, like, help out, I guess, and, like, put you in the right direction in a way.
I did Lab 6 for production as well.
Oh, you did as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why I know Ableton pretty well.
Yeah.
And like I did have a mentor through that, and that was like really, really good for learning and just learning new techniques and everything. But I guess with something like drum and bass, it's just so specific, and it's like there's a lot of tips and tricks of the trade, I guess. And lucky for like us now that there's YouTube and there's actually quite a lot of good tutorials. And there's like they've got masterclasses of people like Wilkinson just completely going from start to finish through how he's made
That's
Afterglow.
it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
So-
that is a banger of a track.
That is a tune. Yes, very good. But
Yep. So we've got 5-10 minutes left. I'm pretty sure, Damo. Yeah.
Yeah, about 5
So
minutes.
we usually do the
Technically
5.
8.
Pardon, sorry?
Technically 8.
Yeah, technically, yeah. Have we got any more comments at all?
Yeah, we actually have quite a few.
Oh,
In fact,
dear.
like
Oh,
we had
here
to
we go
stop halfway
again.
through, but it was them talk. It was mostly
Intermission.
Them. It was Jay Hockley and Adam Dalton talking about. Some of them is number one, Tim Preston saying the sets at Scarborough Beach Bar are next level.
Yeah, just because I played it.
Mate,
It was kind of funny because the other night he came down and like as soon as he rocked up, I just thought, well, he's from Melbourne, so I'm gonna play a bit of Melbourne bounce for him.
Oh, hell
so
yeah.
I ended up doing like a little bit of a mashup of that Beers song. So
Yeah.
I've queued it up so I can actually just like loop the part where it goes beers, beers, beers. That's not appropriate. So
Yeah.
I was like playing that over the top of a track, and then I go from that into a Will Sparks song. And as soon as I started doing that, he's just like, "Yeah, Melbourne bounce." I'm like, "Yeah, well, this is for you, mate."
oh, you just see him in the crowd fist pumping.
Yeah, basically.
No, I love your sets, Scarborough, man. Only because you play Window Liquor for me and everyone else hates it. But, you know, you do it for me. And I really
Yeah,
do
that was
appreciate
actually.
it.
Do you know the song Aphex Twin Window Liquor?
No, that's probably pretty funky if it's Apex.
You should definitely like check out the video clip.
Definitely check out the
It's
video.
like the video
I
clip's
bet.
just like, what the hell? It's from
Yeah.
the 90s, and honestly, Aphex Twin was just like one of the pioneers in
Yeah.
electronic music back in the day.
Yeah.
But his music video clip for that is just like, what the shit?
It's pretty great. It's got that 3-minute intro as well. It's got a 3-minute skit at the intro. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, have you ever heard of
watch
Flying
it.
Lotus or anything like that before?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like before Flying Lotus. It's experimental electronic
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But it's just like glitchy, and it's just, it's amazing. It's
I'm
really,
aware of
really
his music, not like a massive listener. Of
Yeah.
it, but
Adam Dalton says, I was your shot DJ coach in Melbourne. It's not a platform to help new DJs, more of a money grab, TBH.
Really? He was a
It was
wow.
your shot DJ coach.
No
and then
way.
Jay Hockley replies with, all they're promoting in the window was barely known in Perth. Yeah.
Well, because it only went for like 6 weeks or something, didn't it? It was like 7
yeah,
weeks.
something like that.
Yeah, it was shorter, a lot shorter than Lab 6.
Yeah, definitely. And Adam Dalton replies to Jay, all for people giving it a go, but it was the wrong platform for me to help people to actually get where they want to be in the industry. And again, it's like Emily Richardson, like more love reacts. Always love it.
Shout out to him again.
Clayton Lynn going woo, and I remember your shot, Steve. Steve.
That was Your Shot Steve is the CEO guy that was like talking mad shit.
Was he at all like this? Was he like a real Tony Robbins sort of motherfucker? You know what I'm talking about? Like
Tony Robbins?
Yeah, like this guy. Was he a real like sort of this motherfucker?
Like,
did he look like
literally?
Literally, did he look like this? At all?
It's just like,
please tell me.
He literally was like, I just flew in from California just to talk to you guys. I'm like, oh shit, did you fly into Perth, WA from California to talk to us about not fucking up a like novice DJ competition where everyone's just paid for?
Yeah, so I'm gonna assume he is like a real Tony Robbins sort of.
So just quickly, who's Tony Robbins?
Oh, he's a speech. He's like one of those motivational speakers in America.
Okay. Yeah.
And like as you were describing this like guy going like I don't give a shit to anybody. All I could think of was like Tony Robbins just like screaming into the mic.
Yeah,
he's like this real lame ass motherfucker.
This is like the guy that if like someone turns to their friend and like says something while he's talking, he'd like point them and he'd be like, "Are you done?"
Oh,
and then he just goes,
that's one of those guys. Dude,
like,
this is the guys read the 48 Laws of Power, man.
Literally.
That's all power moves.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, maybe he did fly in from California in his private jet with all the money he's stealing from wannabe DJs.
That's it. And it's so bad with that as well because it happens everywhere. And it's like, did you ever hear about what happened with, what's that company called? Not Fast Life, not Food Life.
Fireside?
No, it's the food company. And it's like they just sell, it's like liquid food.
Oh.
Herbal Life, that's it.
Oh,
yeah, you hear about what happened with them? But it's a little bit off topic, but basically they got taken to court in this whole thing because the food that they were actually offering, was like, it's just water food. So
it's like shake diet.
Yeah, exactly, like shake diet. So the minute you go off of it and you start eating normal food again, then you just put all the weight back on. And then there was a huge controversy and like, it just turned out to be just like a fraud. It was just like almost a pyramid scheme kind of thing.
There's so much of that nowadays.
That's
isn't
it,
there?
yeah.
It's almost like everything's a multi-level marketing scheme.
But exactly, and that's where it's kind of bad because it's like it's preying on the stupid and the weak. I'm not saying your shot is doing that. That's like, it. Exactly, it's uneducated. They don't realize the bigger picture almost.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's like what we were just saying before, the whole networking. If you want a gig and you've got the passion for it, go to the gigs, go to the parties, meet the people, socialize. I mean, you can pay for something like your shot, but at the same time, is that you're just paying some CEO from bloody California to come over and just go,
you don't need to do it. Like, not like to be rude or anything, but like the guy that actually did win your shot, like I actually don't know if he's done a gig since.
Apparently not. According to Jay and Adam, no.
Who won your shot again? Because I know Harry won. Flash Cult won the established ones, I'm pretty sure, because he was already in the scene.
The day. Yeah. So he was one of the runner-ups.
Shout out Flash Cult, by the way, absolute legend.
He was one of the runner-ups, and then
Perth's tallest DJ.
There was, I don't know what the guy's name was. I don't remember his name, but so it's like basically on the day there's a runner-up of each stage and then there's a winner of each stage. So the guy who won your shot was the winner of my stage and I was the runner-up to him. So I actually don't know if he's like played any gigs, so it kind of shows you like what networking does.
Yeah,
exactly.
And how much value you can actually get at your shot as well.
Well,
that's it, exactly it though. It's just like what Ace said, like Ace who owns Nevermind Small Club. It's just like, if you want a gig at Nevermind and you message him, he'll just no way. But if you go and hang out and you just want to be part of the crew and put in a good vibe and this and that, then he'd be like, oh, you DJ? Yeah, sure, man, come have a gig.
Exactly.
And it's all about being, on the up and up, friendly, happy, great people, and just not being a dick.
Well, how can you expect to be like the guy who's making good vibes if you're not there enjoying
it?
Exactly. And that's what, like, I say this to people all the time as well, like, to be a DJ, like, you have to be someone that people want to be around. Yeah. Like, it's not like, I don't know, like,
true.
It's in true. A way, like, it doesn't mean you have to be super extroverted, but you have to be nice. You should not be a dick. You should be someone who's pleasant to be around.
That's be like Emily Richardson.
Yeah,
literally.
Exactly, yeah, like those two.
Someone who's pleasant to be around. She is.
But see, then that's where one thing I wanted to actually ask just before we wrap things up, right? So I had Genga on a while ago, and Genga was so amazing to talk to, so interesting because he's an introvert at home where he just likes reading books and just hanging out and just doing nothing in a way. But then when he goes out, you know, he does his naked fringe shows kind of thing, and he's like, he's a legendary Pokemon, as he likes to call himself.
I love that.
Or the name's been given to him kind of thing, and he's just run with it. But have you ever felt like that in a way? Like, you know, I've had days like that. Everyone has days where it's just like, it's the idea where, you know, say like, you know, your car gets broken into and you've had a shit week and things aren't going well. But when you go up on stage or you go to a gig, you have to be on in a way. You have to be like, you know, you just don't bring your drama or your negative vibes into that scene. You've
definitely got to clear your headspace before you go on stage because like there's been times where I've had the worst week and I've just been like, man, I don't want to play this gig. And then you get there and you're just like, oh, fuck this. And then you get on stage, but it's like you can't be there and think about other things because then it's going to show.
That's it.
And then like once you do clear your headspace and once you realize where you are, it's, you know, you're in a good atmosphere.
That's it. And it's just like you kind of get thrown into the positive vibe then. Yeah. And then it's all great. And it's all gravy and everything's good, right?
Yeah.
But it's just something that like, I wouldn't say a lot of DJs miss, but it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, when you go to work, if you're in the corner, like I've experienced this when I've like, I did a weekend where I did I think 28 hours or something like that, and it was insane. Yeah. But by the last gig when I was playing at Scarborough Beach Bar, I was so tired and grumpy, and I didn't want to be around anyone. But people see it. And people realize it's like, well, he's not, you know, he's usually full of beans and he's dancing, having fun, or the DJ just looks like he's not having a good time.
Well, a lot of the times you see someone having, like the DJ having fun, and even if they're shit, you're like,
that's it.
Fun.
Yeah, that's it.
God bless.
Yeah,
like,
that's it. Just like, just quickly as well, like I played at Peach Pit on Sunday, right? And I did 2 hours there. Yeah. And as soon as I went up, because like the way the Peach Pit is set up is like you've got all the chairs and tables in front of you, and you got like the booth literally facing everybody. Yeah. And as soon as I go up and just start dancing, having fun, sweating my ass off, and just having a great time. But when I finished and I walked outside, some English dickhead just like, "Oi, mate, come over here." And I just said to him like, "Yeah, what?" And he's like, "Mate, you look like a twat up there." And I said, "Bruh, like, so?"
Are you serious?
Yeah, he said it like, "You look like a twat." And I said to him like, yeah, so what? And he's like, "Well, why do you do it?" And I'm like, "Because I'm having fun. And if I don't have fun, you know, a lot of the girls in there were having fun. A lot of the guys are having fun. I got a dance floor going. That's my job."
But you look more stupid if you're standing there not smiling, standing straight.
Yeah.
Just like...
And I just said to him, just enjoy your day job, mate. I'm going to another gig.
Hell yeah, as you should. You know, one thing on that as well is that, like, I'm quite, like, an extroverted person, but nothing makes me, like, more terrified than first, like, going on a stage. I gotta say, like, that just is an incredible anxiety. Yeah. Like, if it's an hour-long gig, hour-long D&B gig, like, my mouth is dry the whole time and I'm, like, shaking.
But that's the thing, though, is like you just got to go up there and you got to slay it, you got to kill it.
Yeah, no one knows how nervous I am. Like,
but that's it. It's like I've said this to quite a few guests where it's like if you throw yourself in the deep end, the next time you do it, it won't be as bad. There's no, because at least you'll be like, oh, you know, last time it wasn't that bad, so this time shouldn't be that bad. Yeah. Unless something happens, like, you know, like someone unplugs the equipment or whatever, and you're like, oh, like, as you said, just pretend to plug something in.
Yeah,
like,
fake it till you make it. 100%.
Yeah. And then there's one last thing I was going to say as well before we wrap it up.
Well, do you mind if I read a few more comments?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, whilst I try and
Emily
think
Richardson, because I feel like we have to. People are showing us love.
Yeah,
gotta show love back.
Love all the support. Everyone that's commenting, thank you so much. Thank you, Emily.
Again, funny enough, I was about to say Emily Richardson with Preach, Big Ego Suck. Yeah, talking about how like you just can't have it. Tim Preston says your shot is every day work on yourself, which is true, man. I'm saying true. Like if you're not in how did you even get into this? You said it was a hobby, then you said, oh, I want to like make this into I want to play a gig. So you're just in your bedroom every day, just trying to get your mixing done.
And you know, like something that I well and truly believe, and it's probably a bit controversial, is that you're only as good as your last gig. Like you can think you are the most incredible DJ ever, but it's like you've got to bring it each time. You've got to show you're passionate.
That's
each
it.
time.
You know, it's funny because
Jay,
you say that all the time as well.
I do say that, and I was actually gonna. So Jay, who we had on 2 weeks ago, she brought up something like that as well, where she actually got a gig at Connections.
Yeah,
and it's like with getting that gig at Connections, it's like. It's just you got to go there and you just got to bring 120%.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen, and there's so many DJs in the industry that it's like, you know, if you do a half-assed job, sometimes they can just be like, all right, well, someone else can come along and do 120%.
Yep.
Because you weren't doing that.
100%, 120%.
I just had it on top of my head. Oh yeah, the last thing I was going to say as well is with you know, I've had some people tell me where like off camera and stuff like that, where it's like, you know, someone will come up to them and be like, oh, you did really well tonight, you did amazing, and it's like, oh no, like you know, I stuffed this up, or I did this wrong, or this or that. So you should never do that.
No.
Yeah, always be
Never
like, oh,
admit
thank
your
you.
mistakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you admit your mistakes, then next time they'll be like, well, last time wasn't good. I expect better this time, because you know I'm gonna go watch her gig or do this or do that.
Yeah.
But it's just you got to be humble and be nice, and don't just be like, oh yeah, cheers mate, yeah I'm good. Just be like, thank you, like thanks for that.
Exactly. And also, like, one thing with that is most of the time, if the music doesn't stop, then people don't know you fucked up.
That's it.
DJs, like, of course, you know, you're always listening. Like, you can always, you know, oh, that beat match wasn't good. But, like, you know, DJs have that because you're used to it. But most of the time, punters will not even recognize.
That's it. Unless you have that, you know, that busybody who's standing right next to the deck and
watching everything.
Holding their phone up, trying to get the sound hound bloody like ID or whatever it is. Yeah.
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 Shazam.
All right. So should we wrap it up? Yeah.
Did you have any good comments?
We actually have a couple. It's Emily agrees with you that the ladies' night is counterproductive in the sense of normalizing it, and she also says good thing on you for calling out the promoter for Mr. Traumatic.
You got balls.
Tell the truth. And Nikki Bridge says thanks for the shower, guys. For UK goes, that's garbage to hear. Talent is talent in regards to all that, and basically. And then Clayton actually answers your question about who was the winner for your shot, and it was Andrew Cortez, but I've never seen him get gigs and doesn't make attempts to network. LeMayo shows how important it is to network. The runner-up got more gigs than
exactly. Wasn't Lizzie came second? I'm pretty sure Lizzo. Yeah. And then the thing is with that is she puts her name out there. She goes out. She has fun at gigs. She shout out to Lizzie because I've had her on the podcast before, and she's bubbly. She's great. She's a lovely person.
She's got to be one of the only rhythm dubstep girl DJs.
Exactly, yeah, and she does it really well from what I can see. From what I can gather, she's doing good. Yeah, and she's just got to keep trying. She played Filth not too long ago as well. I'm pretty sure, and that's a pretty big gig.
Definitely.
Definitely, man. Well, that's kind of it. Or except for Nikki Bridge saying, anyone want to support female DNB DJs, come along to our next event. I don't think.
What was the gig called?
And the gig is called, that's might as well. Got to give him a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Nikki again.
Underground Autumn Edition.
Shout out to Nikki
people
Bridge.
Are interested as well. And it's going to be at the Sewing Room, which is
a great place to
venue.
be.
It is,
amazing. The place to be.
It's a great venue. It's a really good venue.
Yes. I may or may not have been kicked out of there very recently.
Oh god,
that was so funny.
But it's fine. I hope the venue manager is very nice about it, and hopefully I'm not banned.
You're not banned.
I'm not banned. No, I just got too drunk.
That's it. It was just as she said. It's like, you should have stayed in there dancing. That's all it was.
I was too drunk. I was like, oh shit, I should go out for some air. And
then we went out for a smoke.
I was like, oh shit.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And I think I said to him, I was like, I wouldn't let myself back in here. You're doing a great job, and I just kept shaking it. And you and Jason had to track me away.
Yeah, it was so funny. He literally shook her hand 3 or 4 times and just come on, Damo, come on.
Yeah, I'm just like, I had a great time. But you gotta show love.
That's it. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Pachamama Crew because they are absolutely amazing in what they're doing, and Nikki and everybody else, and it's just they're doing it for a really good cause, honestly.
Hell yeah,
man, and that's it. And Clayton, and let's end it up with Clayton Lynn saying Lizzie Stenning is just a fun person in general.
Yeah,
which she is.
Yeah,
great guest to have on.
I really want to get her back on in the future, like once she's played a few more gigs and this and that. And like we're going to start doing a panel soon as well.
Oh, yeah?
So we're going to have like, 3 or 4 people and then we can all just have a discussion.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And just like let the ball roll. So
that'd be so cool.
So if you can,
Yeah, I'm keen. Actually, I know Lizzie. Like I went to high school with Lizzie.
Oh, wow,
And,
okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, small world, small city, most isolated city in the world.
In the world.
With great talent.
world. Yeah, that's it.
You need an infrared light just to find us on the map.
Don't tempt me because I will buy one. Like, do you guys remember the Shed at all? And they had that big like spotlight thing that goes into the sky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So don't tempt me. I'll buy one of those. I buy so much junk as it is. Just like send the bat signal into the air, the IR light.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. That's how you know. It's like that's how we send the guest ask for the address. We just say no, just check out.
Yeah, follow the bat symbol
in the air.
Follow the bat symbol.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap it up anyway. Thank you so much for coming on, Ali.
Thank you
This
so
has been-
much for having me.
This has been so good.
Yeah, it was a great discussion, guys.
Yeah, it's good.
What a hero.
As I said, we're
better than
definitely
hearing it's
getting
been
back
shared.
on, and
Yeah.
there's just so many
Love
topics
to.
and controversy, and it's great.
Man.
It's
You know,
good,
I'm not
but
afraid to.
that's
call
good
people out.
because a lot of people are just like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. But the thing is, though, it's one of those things where it's just like, it's not burning bridges.
No,
'cause
the
you're not.
bridge has been burnt.
Oh well,
Never mind.
But that's the thing as well. It's just like,
Calling
If-
spade a spade.
but if there's dickheads in the scene, there's dickheads in the scene. And that's how it
Exactly.
is.
Hey man, fuck
And it's
that
not a
troll lives
secret.
under the bridge.
Yeah, that's it.
And-
People know about it.
And who cares about burning the bridge if there's a troll living under it? You
Yeah.
know? Like, fuck that troll.
Yeah.
That's it.
I
Yeah.
had to go back to primary school for that metaphor.
Yeah. You don't have to be liked by everyone.
That's it.
Yeah.
true.
That's exactly it. Just go out and have fun, and if someone has got a problem, we'll just be like, dude, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Good. Day job.
Yeah, that's it. I was still so baffled by that dickhead. Like, he's like 40 years old, and he just wanted to have a piece, and I was like, God, whoever you are, I don't care who you are.
It's like, you're so irrelevant to my life, you don't even know.
That's it. It's like, I don't even,
So you're so relevant. I didn't even see you upstage. I didn't even see you on. I was on stage. I didn't even
Having
think
too
about
much
you
fun.
until you
But
like. tried to
that's
start
just
shit.
it though, right? It's like if you go up and you're having fun, and you're dancing and you're into it, and you're trying to give off a vibe to be able to create a dance floor and stuff like that, and someone tries and shits on you, it's just like, but that's what I'm getting paid to do.
Yeah, this is my job to entertain.
That's it. Like I'm a jester.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Not
so-
even a well-paid job.
yeah, that's it. All right, so episode 65.
65.
And I got to do the bookings again. So we're going to have a few very big guests coming on
Hell yeah.
soon, hopefully. I mean, they've said yes, but I just got to try and get them on.
Keep it mysterious, bro. Keep it mysterious.
That's it, yeah.
Keep them wanting more.
But just as a hint, I just wanted to say he is one of the best bartenders in Perth. And he is like, he is like WA Bartenders. He's one of the main admins that helped create the page.
If you had like a weird cocktail in Melbourne, there might be a reason why. There might be a Perth connection. Let's all say that.
Yeah, and that,
So
yeah. But yeah, so let's wrap it up.
There's
Thank you so much again. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Episode 65, man.
Yeah, thank you, Damo. Yeah,
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, you tried best. Yeah.
I'm just some wop with a camera. That's what I am.
Yeah, WAP or
A wop.
I thought
Wop.
you said WAP
What's a
too.
WAP?
No, what without papers? What they used to call them. That's what they used to call them.
Without
That's what they
papers.
used to call it. Oh,
Are you
ding.
saying you're an immigrant? Like, are you here
No.
illegally, mate?
Technically, so you know, I'm a
Italian
ding.
without
I'm
paper?
I'm
A ding.
Yeah.
What's a ding?
What the fuck?
What's a
How do
ding?
you not?
I don't know.
Like, enough of this conversation. Let's just end this episode. We're not talking about
We're getting
like
into a
what they used
hole
to call
now.
Italians back in the 70s.
Okay. All
I
right.
wouldn't know how.
But yeah, we'll be back next week with some special guests, and yeah, we'll see how we go.
All right, thank you so much. All right,
All right,
everyone.
we'll see you next week. Catch ya.